The classic Robberts R606 and R606MB. The MB stands for mains battery. In my mind, well, my view, got to be one of the best vintage radios that you can buy. Being that it's a radio that you can use, that just doesn't sit on the shelf. It has VHF. They're cheap to buy. They're made of wood. And they sound great. Now, these radios first came on the market in the UK in the year 1974 in the form of the model here, the brown one you see in front of you, which is an R606. So this was just a battery model. Didn't have any means that you can plug it into the mains with a built-in transformer, which is the R606MB. Now, I just love these radios, and there are plenty of them available on eBay, which is where all these came from. And the first one I got, well, this isn't too bad, but the main problem you find with these radios is the little caps on the tuning knob, on the knobs. They tend to vanish, and the only way you can get them is to either look on eBay for someone who's just selling the knobs or buy another radio. And that was the bad habit I got into, because I purchased another radio that looked quite tatty, was missing a few bits and bobs, but there was enough knobs to make the first one I bought into a good radio. But when these arrived, they're usually listed as untested, and I plugged them in. I've got a figure of 8 power lead to plug in the back, and they worked a treat. And I thought, well, I can't break that up, so I'll have to get another one, which is what happened. And now I've got several of these radios in my collection, all looking nice. And it was probably 2 sets that I had to scrap and use bits from, because you'll find there's quite a few things you'll notice with them. The caps of the knobs on the top tend to disappear. They're glued on and like a brushed aluminium caps. The speaker grills tend to get marked and dinged, and I've used spares for those. Handles get broken. Little bits and bobs. You'd probably find sometimes they won't work, but it's just that the on-off volume pot needs cleaning with contact cleaner. But are you sick of DAB radio? Tuning them in, which is such a faff, and then the signal drops out, and you get that horrible sound. The low bit rates, so stations sound horrible and screechy and tinny. Not on these things. You just switch them on. On-off knob there, tuning knob there, and you can just flick along the band and tune them in straight into the station without pushing buttons all the time and trying to tune into a DAB radio, and then you tune it in and then you find the signal goes off. So if you want a kitchen radio that looks good, sounds good, and is made of wood, like these things, that's wood. This part's of the radio's wood, and they've got like Rexine covering on them, and the base of them's wood. It's just a Perspex tuning scale and the little plastics in the knob. They're real. I don't know why they're so cheap, really. So the brown one, classic 1970s colour. I'll spin it round a little bit so you can have a look. A bit of fluff on there. They sound superb. Now this one runs on D-type batteries, and that's the only impracticality of this set here. You can convert them to run on AA batteries, and they're 6 AA batteries with a battery holder. But this one's got original. I have got one that has been converted, an MB model. This is an early Robberts radio instruction book. Brochure, sorry. You can see some radios of the period, and you can see right at the end here the R606MB, a portable radio with excellent sound quality in a choice of tan and green, maroon, black, leather cloth. Primarily intended for mains use for economy, battery operation is also available for standby and outdoor use. A replacement tray for battery operation is available. And I also have original instructions which came with one of them. So I'll just overview there, so if you want to pause you'll be able to read that if you do have one of these sets or for future use. So if you want to hear those 1970s tunes blasting out in the kitchen exactly as they sounded back in the 1970s, why not get a 1970s radio that sounds so good? They tune into Smooth FM, which is one of the best radio stations you can get on FM now. You can get Radio 4 on most of them, right at the end of the tuning scale on FM. You also have medium wave and long wave, which sadly in the UK is virtually becoming a waste of time because most of the stations have gone. But if you like to listen to Radio 5 live, you can get that on medium wave, and I believe BBC Radio 4 next year, about 2025, will vanish from the long wave band, which will leave it completely redundant here in the UK. So we'll look at some of these radios and we'll turn them on and see what we think. Okay, so we'll start with this classic in the lovely 1970s brown leather cloth, as Roberts describe it.
Really?
That is quite good, isn't it?
Yes, it's very good. How's your Welsh pronunciation? Because you'll have to say things like Llanelli.
Llanelli.
Close. It's close. It's getting better. It is getting better.
Llanelli.
Yeah. It's not bad. Yeah.
Shall I do the phone number? You know I love doing the phone
Okay, do the
number.
phone number then. Oh, hang on. No, wait. No. Right. We've got a mystery voice coming up.
Oh.
Crazy.
If you think you know who the mystery voice is, phone this number.
03700 100 110.
Yeah. Or you can WhatsApp on
03700 100 110.
What do you think my email is?
Win Evans on
No.
BBC.
Radio's your friend, isn't it? In the kitchen and listening to DJs like that, having a laugh, and it's part of family life. Sadly vanished from most homes now as people download the music and stream it and whatever. But you know, you've got control over this instantly.
Your career.
My career, yes. Bingo, mystery voice
And
coming
this is an example of tuning. Unfortunately, we can't listen to music, but you on the station, you can tune in. Now, these have AFC, auto frequency control button here, so when you're tuning, you're supposed to press that button down, tune into a station, talking one, and then it's back to Radio Wales. Everyone's playing music, unfortunately. But basically, when you lock onto a station, you release that button and the radio will keep tuned in. Fantastic. Now, the only downside to this radio, the early one, the R606, is it runs on D-type batteries and it needs 6 of them. So there's quite an expense there. The other thing is the connectors sometimes, they don't make a good connection due to the weight of them. And you have to keep the battery contacts nice and clean. But as you can see, you have a nice decent speaker inside, and even the base is wood. And you can see the serial number. Now the bases on some of these radios have turntables. I think that's the wrong base actually in this radio. But on the MB normally has 4 little feet, and then the later ones have the little turntable, 606s. But they're a classic set. So if you really want one of these, you're probably better buying the R606MB, which was produced from 1975 to 1984. So I'll have a look at the R606MB now. Okay, so on the desk now we have a couple of R606MB radios. Now these run on 6 C-type batteries, which are obviously smaller and lighter in weight. But you can also power these radios on a mains cable, which just plugs into the back, figure of 8. So we'll switch this one on and see what we think.
Get on with it, go straight. As Peter Rickett said, foreign ministries are full of plans about how they could do this. So let's not talk, he said, just get on with it if you can.
Unfortunately.
Mi feddwl i ni y bore yma yn rhoi pwysles ar rhannu'r weddi. Ac ni yn ddiolchgar iawn i bawb sy'n dod i rhannu I meddyliau gyda ni ar y bore coffi bob bore fan hyn. Iawn, siwt ma adnabod y dôn yn dod gyda chi?
As you can see. Turn off the music.
To we buy any car, just sold my car.
Andy, we may be calling you. Standard network rate supply, and you need to be 18 or over. To see the list of participating global stations and full T's and C's, go to makesomenoise.com. So for your chance to win, text SUN to 65588. Good luck!
Right now, in communities across the UK, people like Amelia are struggling.
I had to be attached to a machine.
Smooth's charity, Global Make Some Noise, changes lives.
As you can see,
offering
they pack a punch really sound-wise. It's easy to fill a kitchen with great 70s tunes, 80s tunes, whatever you want to listen to. So I'll just show you a few colours in the range I have of these, and then we'll conclude my video. Just before I show you my other sets, this is the base removed off an R606MB, and you can see where the batteries slot in there. So it's 6 C-type batteries that go in there, and then on the back, your mains lead, the figure of 8 mains lead, just plugs into that socket on the back there. So you can see we've got a nice one in maroon. It's on a nice turntable, so you can spin it round. Good old 1970s green, like an olive green. The red set we've just shown you, and the brown. And another colour, I've got a few in this colour, is black. Now, I've just literally pulled this one out of the kitchen now, which I use quite a lot. And this one I've adapted to 6 AA type batteries, which makes it cheaper to run, and they're in a battery holder and simply connected to the positive and live battery wires, and the battery tray, which is normally fitted at the bottom, has been removed. So it's basically a good go anywhere radio. You just switch on and then enjoy.
Smooth breakfast with Darren Parks.
I'll be back in the morning waking you up with the best music. I'll have all the biggest songs from your favourite artists to set you up for the day ahead.
But
emergency repairs have closed the B5269 and skipped to Crossville.
Hi Bev, I am going home now. Past my landmark, the Scotch Piper. Brilliant. 2 bridges on the M50. Hanging in my hall.
And buckled boots.
I know what it's like from experience when Strictly's around the corner and we're talking outfits for the 39 weeks that it's on.
Yeah.
It must be a nightmare for you.
Can I tell you? Well, that's why, and please you brought this up, that's why the only way I can do it to get me out of my uniform is I have to dress
well, I
up
think you can see how well these radios sound, how easy they are to use without faffing around with DAV and buttons. And you're very sensitive when you tune through the scale, as you can see. It's picking up every station as I go along. Reading wave, not much on reading wave these days, unfortunately, but I might be able to pick something up like that. long wave.
Things pass. As big soft
Radio 4, not very clear up here.
Sideways and catch the heart off guard.
So if you're looking for a vintage radio, you want something that's more useful, a radio that's got style, the chrome, it's made of wood, you'll not go wrong with one of these. So I'd look on eBay. If you want a decent set, that's all thingy, you're going to be looking around £30 to £50, but you can pick them up quite cheap and do like I did. Make good sets out of bad sets and keep buying them. Now my wife doesn't understand why I need so many of these, but I'm sure many of you understand why I do. But they're all different, yet according to my wife they all look the same. But I enjoy them and I'd recommend them. Thank you for watching and tuning in. Hope you'll tune in again to more vintage radios. And that's it for now. Thank you. Cheerio.